What's going on, people, and welcome to my match recap and player ratings for yesterday's game. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1. First half, I thought we were a much better side. I thought we looked more threatening and more likely to score. We didn't take our chances. We suffered with not being clinical in the final third. I thought we looked like the home side in the first half. And I think we deserved to we should have been probably 2-0 up in the first half. But people weren't clinical enough. Second half, I felt Chelsea definitely grew into it. As Kovacic when he got brought on for Cucurella and they had an extra man in midfield, they started to level up the play. And they started to get more control of the ball and more into the game than the first half. And I think Kovacic made a huge difference to them. And yeah, I just think that switched the game and the momentum for a bit, and Chelsea went on the front foot. Obviously went 1-0 up and went ahead. Once they got the goal, which very stupid challenge from McTominay. It doesn't seem to matter how many minutes he's on the pitch. He could be on for a minute and he affects the game positive and negatively. Gives away a penalty, and I do think it's a penalty. You can't have your hands all over people like that, in my opinion, and get away with it. So stupid decision by him. I think it was a penalty. Jorginho dispatched the penalty, and then I really thought that was it. I didn't see that we would get an equaliser, even though there was about 8 minutes left or something. I didn't think that we would equalise. But all credit to the lads in the squad. They showed their character again. They didn't say die, and Casemiro comes up trumps for us at the end, and the ball just crosses the line. In terms of his willingness to win and just his display last night, even without the goal, I thought, spoiler alert, Casemiro is my man of the match. I thought he was quality last night. He really showed the class that we've come to see from him over the years, and it was like prime Casemiro. And I think he's still going to get better and put in even better performances, but I thought he was the best player on the pitch yesterday, and he did get man of the match. And I don't think anyone got close to him in terms of performance-wise, so thoroughly deserved. And I think if Casemiro doesn't play in that game, I know he scores the equaliser, but I just don't think that we draw that game in the end. But he didn't say die. He didn't know when to give up, and you saw what it meant to him with the celebrations when he scored the goal at the end. So I think a draw on the balance of the game maybe is fair. I do think that we probably should have nicked it just off of the first half and the chances we had. But I am happy with a draw. My prediction was 1-1, and that's what the score was. I think they said it's the last 3 games we've played each other. They've all been 1-1 draws. That didn't factor into my prediction. I just felt like it would be a draw, and I went 1-1. As I said, overall play, I'm not mad at it. Stamford Bridge, going there and getting anything is a huge bonus for me. So if we'd have won the game, I would have been more than happy. But I'm more than happy with a draw because I predicted a draw. It's a little bit frustrating because I feel like we probably should have nicked the game in terms of the chances created. But we were the away team, and I think it's positive signs again from Ten Hag. I think, obviously, it's not perfect situations at the moment with Ronaldo off the pitch and stuff, but once that is all smoothed over and sorted, I think we will be even better than we are at the moment. And I don't think we're anywhere near what we can be, but we're getting more consistent, and we're not throwing games away as much as we were, with or without Ronaldo. So I think it's going to get better. There's positives. And still only a point off of Chelsea in the league as well. So in a great position still. We've got West Ham next, and I fancy us against West Ham. We're at home. They're struggling. I know they've got results recently, but I think we will have enough to beat West Ham if we're at it. But that would be in my prediction video coming. But overall, as I said, a draw, I'm not mad with it. I just feel like we could have nicked it. So pretty pleased with the game on the whole. And Casemiro I thought was fantastic. Into the player ratings, David De Gea, I'd give him a 5. Didn't really have a ton to do. Was called upon a couple times, but not a whole lot to do. Don't think he could have done anything about the penalty either. Penalty's a lottery. He went the wrong way, but I thought he had a quiet game, to be honest. 5. Delo, 5. Again, going forward, I don't think he was great, but defensively, maybe a few times looked a little bit questionable and down that side, and they exposed it a little bit, but because we didn't lose, and I don't think he got a ton of problems created against him, so I thought he had an average game, 5. Varane, obviously, haven't even spoken about Varane, went off with a really bad injury that looked like it was self-inflicted. I don't actually know what the prognosis is at the moment, but it didn't look good. He was in tears coming off the pitch. He knows when a player does that, they know that they're going to be out and miss a major tournament, aka that being the World Cup. He's not going to feature now, it looks like. He looks like he will certainly miss the World Cup now. And I knew that's why he reacted like that before the commentators or anything even said, because it was obvious. So before he got injured, I thought he was brilliant, solid, cleared a lot. I thought he was really good. So Varane I would give a 6 to, and it's just a shame now that we're going to be without him for club football, but also he misses out on the World Cup now. 6 for Varane. Martinez, 6. I thought he was the butcher, as his nickname is. Didn't take no prisoners, solid, aggressive, what you want, and I thought he led really well at the back. So 6 for Martinez. Sure, I'd give him a 5. He tried to get forward and make things happen, but at times he looks hesitant, similar to the low going forward. I think defensively he was pretty sound. Average of a 5. Casemiro, as I said, I thought he was brilliant. I'd give him a 7. Spreading the play, cleaning up messy parts of the game where someone might lose it, or even if he loses it, he's going to win the ball back. He's calm on the ball. He's starting moves off deep in his own area on the field as well, where a lot of players would panic, and the likes of a Fred or McTominay might lose the ball in them areas. He wasn't. And he comes up with the equaliser at the death of the game, at the dying moment. So massive game for him, and I thought it was a massive performance. He was my man of the match. Casemiro, 7. Eriksen, I'd give him a 6. I thought he was quite creative, could have been more involved, but I think he was pretty positive. It was a shame he couldn't get on the ball a little bit more than he did, but I thought he looked quite bright, and I thought he was a bit above average, so I'd give him a 6. Anthony, I was very frustrated with. I thought he was very wasteful at times in the final third. Final balls to people, like balls into the box and things like that, and he was just looked a bit wild with his shooting. Not the best game I've seen him have. 3 for Anthony for me. Bruno, I'd give him a 4. I thought he started okay, but as the game went on, he was a bit rash and decision-making was off. And yeah, I don't think he had a great game, so I'd give Bruno a 4. Sancho, I'd actually thought was terrible. I thought he was the worst player on the pitch for both sides. Decision-making, losing the ball. Like I was on about Anthony, but even worse in my opinion. He just looked way off it, and I don't know why that is, because he has been good at times recently, but he's also been really bad as well. So very inconsistent at the moment, and it was disappointing yesterday. As I said, I thought he was really bad. Sancho 2. Rashford, I'd give him a 4. Did have a whole ton of chances, but he had a few that he, again, not clinical enough. And with the situation with Ronaldo now, we have no backup striker, and it's going to fall on his shoulders to get the goals more than anyone else. And whether that's fair or not, that's the situation and the reality of it. I don't think he's a striker, so some of it isn't on him, but I think he needs to be doing better with some of the chances we are creating. So 4 for Rashford. And then the subs, we had Lindelof come on for Varane. I thought he had an okay game. I'd give him a 5. McTominay come on, give away a penalty. Was probably only on the pitch for about 10 minutes and still could have thrown the game away for us. So I'd give McTominay a 3. Fred, a 3. I thought he'd come on and he didn't look great. Lost the ball, not strong on the ball. I thought he was pretty poor, to be honest. 3 for Fred as well. And Elanga I'd probably give an average to. Didn't have a lot of time, but I don't think he really made any mistakes when he came on, but didn't really affect the game either. So Elanga I'd give a 5. And Ten Hag, I'd give him a 7 because we've gone away. It's at Stamford Bridge. It's not a great time at the moment in terms of off-the-field stuff with Ronaldo and things like that. But we're starting to get that bit of consistency back with not dropping 3 points to people all the time like we were. So I think he's doing a good job currently in terms of the situation we're going through as well and the problems and stuff. Getting a point there after being a goal down in the dying moments when it looked like the game, to me, I thought was buried and I thought Chelsea had done it. And we come back and we snatch a point. Yes, we should have been more clinical in the first half and maybe won the game in the first half, if you will. But I'm still going to take a point away from home at Stamford Bridge when we're 1-0 down. So I think Ten Hag deserves credit. I think in terms of the lineup and stuff and tactically, he got it okay. Obviously, 3 points would have been better, but it's not a loss. I think you have to give him credit. I'd give him a 7. Man of the match, Casemiro, fantastic, and I hope it's more to come from him. Before I go, 2,000 subscribers by the 1st of December. Don't let me down. Let's get there in November though, guys. And soon I'm going to be dropping my top 10 all-time Everton players, so watch out for that. And another Premier League predictions. And I've also got to do an NBA top 10 soon as well. So lots of videos coming, guys. Make sure you subscribe and notifications are on. And I'll see you guys soon.